What would AI be able to predict for the DCI finals night in 2025? Where? How did they spawn symbols? Where are the symbols? I see no symbols here. It's just people drumming. And then suddenly they have symbols. That right there is just an automatic high drums right there. So I'm calling it now. Carolina Crown is going to win because they were able to just instantly transmit some symbols into their hands for a crash at the end of the drum break. Like that. Super innovative. I've never seen anyone do that before. Also, it's kind of weird that, you know, the drums just like went away. I don't know what happened there, but you know what? I'm just so impressed with their ability to just magically spawn symbols out of their sticks. So whatever magician they have been like studying with and having instruct them, fantastic. 10 out of 10. Let's see if we can like go frame by frame and like figure out what's happening here. So we've got this. They crouch down. Okay, maybe they pull them out from their drums, and then suddenly their sticks are gone, and they've got cymbals in their hands. Super impressed with Crown this year that I'm even going frame by frame. I just can't figure out their technique. If like somebody's willing to teach me, I really want to learn so I can practice it on stream someday. So Santa Clara Vanguard won high drums last year, but what are they going to look like in 2025? Not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed with Vanguard. Their uniforms are a little weird. They kind of look like a high school marching band. Also, I'm not sure what is up with this person and their hair. Maybe I'm just jealous, which is why I'm focusing on it. But like their whole shako is basically their hair, and it's going all down their shoulders. But then this person just like completely disappears by the time we get to the end of this clip. Like, where are they here? And they're gone. They just like despawned here. Okay, so we need to apparently reboot them. We've also got this person here. What are they doing? They're not even holding a drum. This guy's like playing on like a super thin rotary tom or something. And then the tenors have like a snare drum attached to them like in the middle. And the tenors are kind of reversed in terms of their layout. Like they've got like a U shape instead of like an N shape, like with the main drums. It looks like they're playing with like bass drum mallets or some puffies on these drums. But look at this drumming. That is a little warped. So I would imagine this doesn't sound really good, but maybe I'm wrong. Again, never seen those types of drums before, but maybe Vanguard's trying something different this year. How are the Bluecoats going to do this year in finals night in 2025, according to AI? Okay, I like the stick tricks. I don't know how they're making clicking sounds while like flicking their arms around like that. The tenors are an interesting model. Looks like you got a broken head here, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drums. And then this one, I can't tell if that's an 8th drum or if it's an 8th and 9th drum that's kind of in the shape of like a yin-yang or something. Interesting. The uniforms are a little weird for Bluecoats, but well, they're blue at least. The playing is something. We've got like this like weird sort of match grip, sort of traditional grip going on in the left hand right here. But it's like it doesn't know what to do, so it just kind of like shakes the hands around. And then we get this like stick click visual thing. They like pull it in for a second, like Drumline the movie style, where it like goes in like this and then just like go back out. I do like that it's got like people in the stands. It's got like people watching in the lot. I would have expected a bigger lot at finals night, but maybe they're all watching like Boston or something. Okay, little dirtier than I thought, but maybe it's just rough. Hopefully they'll get it right on the field. Now, it's weird that they're marching with like piccolo snares right here. It looks like it's even got like a mylar head on it instead of like the Kevlar. And then their tenors are like a snare drum with like 2 floor toms and then like a drum 1. So that's also different, but you know, it's Boston, so they can get away with it, I guess. But let's watch that one again. I would also recommend not like making your elbows go out so far while playing. Like that's gonna like change the angle of attack that you're using. So I'd recommend, you know, just like keeping things in. But I'm sure the instructors at Boston know more than I do on how to clean the line. So you know what, you guys just keep doing you. What would the Blue Devils sound like on finals night in 2025, according to AI? Okay, so we got some interesting syncopation, some fast notes. That's typical of like Blue Devils and whatnot. But the drums here, like if we look at the drums, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's new. This person's kind of got like a match grip, traditional grip hybrid thing happening. Kind of weird, but maybe they're just experimenting with a different technique. I like the very last part. Like when they're playing, they're like going this way, like going that way. Those tenors are weird. No. This is just how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have a piccolo snare attached to your 8 tenor drums, right? This is totally normal. This is just the evolution of drum corps. Phantom Regiment 2025 in finals a lot, according to AI. Okay, so Phantom is experimenting with a new tenor drum setup. So again, this is interesting. So many drum lines this year experimenting with some new things. So like this person has a really tiny drum right there, and then they got 1, 2, 3, 4 other drums. So it's like they like took the tenor set and made it like inverted in terms of like how it is, and then we got the spocks like spread wide, so that way we could fit a snare drum inside of it. We don't need snare lines anymore. All we need is like tenares or sninners, and then we're able to just like completely replace the snare line. Everybody's playing match grip, and we get like all these different timbres and textures going on. It's really innovative. I do like the person in the background that's doing absolutely nothing. So this person right here like doesn't play at all. But I also like that they actually have a conductor, but like the conducting is not at all what I have been taught in any of my conducting classes and clinics that I've participated in. Different. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just unique, I guess. They're trying something new. I marched for Arizona Academy like way back in the day for a few years. So I'm curious, how are they doing in 2025? Oh, goodness, leave this. Okay, well, they've got their tenares, their snare drums. It looks like they don't have like a bottom head, so it's like they're marching just like a floor tom. And this person is just going for some tri-toms again, while this other person has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tenor drums. It's really weird how many groups this year are going with like just a unique instrumentation split, but I sound old. I just need to adapt to the times, I guess. What is AI going to predict for the drumline that is going to win high drums at DCI finals? I like that. We've got like a snare drum with like a random sidecar here, like a floor tom attached to it, but the snares like don't have like any guts on them because there's no head on the bottom. And then it looks like for a moment there that the sparkles are like coming out of the drum, which, you know, for GE, like great. Whoa, what happened to that guy's arm? He like extends it. He's got like super stretchy arms for a moment there. That's impressive. I was not expecting the drumline to win high drums to sound quite like that. I'm hoping AI is wrong here, but you know, it's AI, so it has to be correct. The Cadets have been defunct. They are no longer a corps, but I'm curious, according to AI, what would they sound like in 2025 at finals night in the lot? Okay, so the drumline is a little small, but I mean, you know, the corps is defunct, so it happens. But we've got this weird set of drums here. It starts off with like a couple of drums, but then we've also got like 3 attached, 1, 2, 3, that fuses into 2. Now it's 2 drums. It was 3. Then we've got tri-toms over here on the left. Some people are wearing Shakos, some people are not. Cadets have kind of fallen off, not gonna lie. You know, I guess that happens after the core folds. What about the Cavaliers? How are they gonna do it finals night, according to AI, in 2025? We've got some really weird setups for the drums again. We've got 2 drums here. We've got a single drum here. We've got 4 drums right here with some kind of like a muffle. We've got like a mirrored set of drums here, a different set of drums here, weird number of basses. We've also got some more saxophones in the background. Not something I'm used to seeing in DCI, but you do you, Cavies. Okay. Whoa. How did this set of 6 drums all of a sudden turn into a single drum at the end right there? All of a sudden it's a snare drum. I don't know how they did it, but you know, the GE is great. So good on you for figuring that out, Cavies. We went from Casey Claw to a collapsible set of tenor drums that turns into a snare drum. Impressive. It just like folds into it when they close their legs. Good times, good times. This is exactly what a typical lot experience is like at finals night at DCI. Does AI know what the Casey Claw stick trick is? So my initial thought was, no, it does not. But if we look at it, it's actually like getting fairly close to it. There's like some moments where you do actually see the left hand in particular, like start to do the claw motion. See what I mean there? It's like sort of trying to do it, but it like doesn't really pull it off all the way. It is weird that they're able to click their sticks without actually touching anything. That is an interesting trick. I don't know who's actually holding this drum. There's nobody there. There's nobody behind them. Unless they've got like a side mount on their bass drum and they're playing like a set of like tenaires. Okay, I think they might actually take the crown from crown. So not only are they playing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drums on their like tenaires, their snare drums, but they also have figured out how to spawn cymbals at the end of their drum break. And then go back to sticks to continue to play forward, backward, etc. So I'm quite impressed with Boston this year. I want to see how they manage to get the cymbals to spawn right there. So we have sticks, and then suddenly they're playing with cymbals. And then the people over here on the left, while they're playing cymbals, it goes back into drumsticks. It's like it retracts like Wolverine's claws back into their arms, and then they finish off with a drum solo. So in my book, I think Boston is winning this year from the fact that they're playing a bajillion drums, which is going to do quite the number on their back, but they're also able to spawn in some cymbals while they're playing. Not as clean as I would expect from Boston, but again, just for the ingenuity of it all, like, it's just fantastic. 10 out of 10 to them. What does AI think the McNutt special is? Interesting take on the McNutt special. This person's also drumming and they're not playing on anything. So the entire time they're just air drumming on nothing. So I don't know, maybe they lost their drums, but it's pretty cool that they're still able to play with no drum attached to them whatsoever. Kind of weird that the McNutt special only has 2 bass drums as well. I've never seen that technique for a backflip before, but I can't do one, so maybe that's a thing. Where do their drums go? So we've got like an actual snare line for once. Then we've got like this tenaire line, and then a single bass drum. What happens to these drums? Where are they going? If we go like frame by frame through this, it's like they went into their knees, and then they like spawn legs out of their chests right here. It's like they're from Alien, the movie, and do what I think is a front flip, but AI apparently thinks is a back flip. Either way, it's super impressive. 10 out of 10 for the GE alone. Whee! I've got like a cheetah back here. Why is there a dolphin on the field? And what it's like a cheetah elk hybrid thing with only 2 legs, like an ostrich. I don't even know. Like, I appreciate this like eagle looking thing is riding on top of a bear, but how did the dolphin get here? Apparently, like the rest of the snare line just like didn't want to transform into animals. Interesting choice. I was kind of hoping the entire drum line would transform into animals. So I'm going to just go ahead and rate this like a 5 out of 10 because not everybody was able to pull off the execution of this particular trick, but good try. What is this guy doing in the background who's behind this person? So, like all of a sudden he just like spawns in and looks like he's like rocking out on guitar, but then he's like drumming on nothing. He's got like a drumstick right here. And then he just kind of like stops. He's like, oh, I need to stop here. We've got like a set of 2 drums right here, 4 drums, kind of a weird shape. Some of them kind of look like a hybrid snare, tenaire thing. We've got our bass drum in the background, and then we've got this like drummer who appears on the right. I'm not sure what they think a drummer stereotype is, but apparently we like to wear jeans and black shirts, which sure, I guess that's a drummer stereotype. This guy spawns a set of cymbals, which I guess is a drummer stereotype. While he's playing, all of a sudden the hands just turn into cymbals and then go back into drumsticks. It's not at all one line. Like, I'll just like slowly pans back and like shows just a puddle of water. But then what happens to this person's pants? All of a sudden it turns into shorts. What happened? It's like their water broke. What would happen if like the drumline played a drum break, but it's a sad drum break? It wouldn't look like much, apparently. Just a lot of open space in there. That is very difficult without any duts to have like a cold attack like that, which is why we got a little bit of dirt in the snare line. But, you know, it is a sad drum break. I agree. Why didn't that person on the right play? They're just doing some kind of an add-in. Everybody else is playing except for them. Okay, but what about a drum line playing a drum break, but it's an angry drum break? I like the person in the background who's like overhyping here. They get all extra animated here. But what is that vocal? I don't know what that is, but also I don't see their mouths moving, so it's like they're ventriloquists. So impressive. Also, this stick is going through this person's hand, like right through the back of the hand. And then this person, they're holding like a weird, like claw-like traditional grip. Kind of questioning the technique here, but what do I know? All of a sudden it's match grip now. Okay, but what about a drumline playing a drum break, but it's a scary drum break? Like Shinobi. Look at this bass drum here that's attached to the side of this guy who's playing right here, but there's no drum right there. Like, watch carefully here. So they're playing on something while holding a bass drum on their side, but there's no drum there. We're just gonna like ignore the fact that we've got like multiple snare drums mounted onto here, one with a bottom head and then one without a bottom head. We really need to get like some uniformity with like the design across like the different groups and whatnot. So that way, you know, people can actually like go home and practice. And then Vic Firth can create like another quadruped that matches the different variations of the snares. What did he just do? What did he do? Okay, so we start off holding fish, which has a tail and a tail. Some weird genetically modified fish. I wouldn't recommend eating those. They're playing on snare drums. The fish go away somewhere. They magically pull out sticks. But then this guy, who's given us this kind of like look, all of a sudden, what is that? Where's that coming from? Do I want to actually know the answer to that? But he looks satisfied. Whatever's going on there, I don't know if I consented to that. Before our AI overlords completely take over, just wanted to remind you quickly that my channel's home tab has hundreds of free drumming tips and lessons, as well as thousands, plural, of free exercises that you can use to improve your drumming. Just use the timestamps in the description to jump to a specific BPM or drumming tip. And if you want to find everything organized neater than I can on YouTube, just check out the link at the top of the description or in the pinned comment below.